Alrighty, hey guys, welcome to our very first office hours listening session. We're going to be doing these listening sessions and seeing how you guys like them. So every Thursday at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, just like office hours, I'll be here reviewing 10 songs from you guys. We're going to start out with 10 and see how long that takes us, and then maybe we'll bump it up to 15. But for now, we're just going to do 10. I've already listened to these songs through once and just jotted down a couple notes, but we're going to listen to them here together. I'm going to give you guys the links, so if you want to listen to them on your end, if that's easier for you, you guys can do that. And so I'll just post those links into the chat here. And we'll just talk about it. I want these sessions to be really relaxed and really collaborative. I want you guys to, throw out any feedback that you have about these songs as well. Music is very subjective in a lot of ways. So it would be great if this could just be a collaborative space and you guys can just help each other out and we can do this together. I want this to be relaxed. I want you guys to feel comfortable. And we're just gonna have fun with it. These are gonna be really fun. I'm really excited. I already listened to the songs through once and you guys are doing such a great job. We're so proud of you. And just to see the growth from last year, when the course started to now is amazing. So great. Let's see, just a couple questions. Bev said, did you cut your hair? No, I didn't. It's just behind my ears right now. But Frederick said, my last day in the Facebook group, I fear going out with last spacious bang. Victoria, I linked a private YouTube video, but also a box link. I'm pretty proud of the trailer song and video cut combo. So awesome. Yeah, I tried to look at that YouTube link, but it wouldn't load for me. It was on private, so I did use the box link. So you're good to go. And if you want to post that video on the Facebook group, that would be good. We can all take a listen to it. I think that would be awesome to see. I love when I see you guys posting music videos and things like that, and just seeing, your different creative sides and how you guys pull together a song into a video. I think that's really cool. So we'll just go ahead and we'll listen to these songs. And if anyone has any questions, before we get started with office hours, you can ask them right now. But if not, we can just go ahead and get started with the listening, because I know that's what you guys are waiting for. Yeah, I don't see any more questions. So let's just dive right into it. All right. So I'm going to pull up the songs here. So I've already listened to them once and jotted down a couple notes, but if you guys see me typing while, we're listening, I'm just jotting down more notes so I don't forget everything that I want to say about each song. And so I guess we'll just start with the very first song on the list. This is, let's see, we have Ghost by Neil Turk. Alrighty. I'm going to put this link in the chat. Ghost by Neil Turk. Alrighty. Okay, let's take a listen.
The sun goes down, down, down. Then you get up, start moving around. This is where you thrive, thrive, thrive. Even though you're not alive. I get the chills every time that you cry. Shivers running down my spine. I can't see you 'cause you're a ghost, and you just won't leave me alone. Chills every time that you cry.
Okay, great. So that was awesome. The energy in that song was absolutely great. Hold on one second. Guys, give me just had to close a window so that there's no outside noise too. Alrighty, so that was awesome. One of the first things that stuck out to me was the eerie rock vibe. I love to hear that slightly darker sound in rock, I think that it makes it sound really current and really fresh, and it can move with a lot of different types of scenes. And let's see, let me pull up the notes that I put down before. Okay, the energy is great. I love the emotional vibe, so that you know, when the vocals come in and they're just like pulling, they're just like tugging, like I get the chills, like it's very you can hear the emotion coming through in the vocals. What else? But the vocals on the word chills, especially, and some of the other higher notes within the song, they sound a little bit nasally, and I don't know if that was a stylistic choice or if those just need to be pitched, re-recorded and pitched a little bit better. But just on some of those higher notes, it sounds a little bit more on the nasally side, just when those notes are really belted out. And another thing is that the vocals could be mixed just a little bit better with the production, and on those choruses too, specifically, is where I heard it. So just making sure that they sound like completely integrated and meshed together, and like the tones and the volume levels are matched, because it sounded like, I don't know if it was more of a treble sound coming from the vocals or what was making it sound off, but I think it was just when it got up to those higher notes, it just didn't sound right. So just going back and looking at those choruses, especially in any other places where you have to hit those really high notes. But overall, I loved it. I would love to hear an updated version of it. I really like the intensity of it. It kind of has that Imagine Dragons intensity, like in their song Believer. I really, really like that, where it's just like pulling and you can just like run to it, and it just really is, it would move a spot forward really easily. And there were also a lot of really good dynamic sections in there. So there were sections when it went really big, and then, you know, he brought it back down and scaled it back down and had it a little bit more of a laid back production, which I think is awesome. We're always telling you guys to, you know, be aware of the dynamic changes and the variation. So I think overall, really, really great. Just a little bit more pitching and mixing with the vocals. But great, great job, Neil. I really love that track. And if anyone else has any thoughts or any comments or criticisms, constructive criticisms, of course, for any of these songs, you guys just feel free to unmute yourselves or throw, you know, your comments in the chat also, because I would love for this to be, you know, just a collaborative effort. But great job, Neil. That was really, really awesome. Alrighty. The next song on our list is Wrapped in a Big Red Bow by Jody Stewart-Regner. Okay, let's see. Wrapped in Jody Stewart. All right, that's in the chat for you guys, and let's take a listen.
What's inside that gift, all wrapped in a big red bow? Underneath the Christmas tree lies a mistletoe. Is it laughter of the children? Is it glistening white snow? What's inside that gift, all wrapped in a big red bow? Tis the season of wonder. Tis the season of joy. Tis the season of surprises for all the girls and boys. Tis the season of joy. Tis the season of surprises for all the girls and boys. Open it up, and then you'll know my heart and soul wrapped in a bow.
All right, awesome. So that was Wrapped in a Big Red Bow by Jody Stewart-Regner. I really like this. I think the production is done really, really well. She asked in her comment if the lyrics were too sugary, and I don't think so. I think that holiday songs and songs for holiday ads, they have a little bit more room to be a little bit cheesier, because everyone knows that classic holiday sound and those lyrics about big red bows and snow, and so I don't think that, you know, harping on those lyrics is a bad thing, and I don't think it makes it cheesy. I think the vocals are really strong and beautiful. They have a little bit of a country twang too, which also gives it a little dynamic while still allowing it to be considered in the pop realm. But no, I don't think the lyrics are too sugary. I think you can get away with a little bit more of that in holiday type ads, and especially like upbeat, jolly and cheery songs like that. She also asked in her comment if the song should be a little bit longer. Right now it's just under 2 minutes, and I definitely think it should be longer for the purpose of just allowing yourself more time to create more sections and more dynamics. So right now, you know, there's I think 2 verses and 2 chorus sections, maybe 3, and they all pretty much have the same melody. So the verses have the same melody and the choruses have the same melody. So I think allowing yourself to extend it another minute and having another verse in there would give you time to make a section that sounds different than the others. I can just do a quick, we call them skip tests, where you just skip through the song really quickly, just to see how distinctive your dynamic changes are. I can do that with this song really quick. I know a lot of supervisors do it, licensing agents do it, especially when they're just listening to submissions. If they have 100 submissions to get through, skip testing is a really good way to see if it's hitting the mark for those skips. So I'll just show you what I mean. I'll just skip through really quickly.
Girls that from long ago, even us surprises. Oh, it's a love that wanted to your tongue, a love that wanted to your tongue. It's so hard.
So I just skipped through the whole song 6 or 7 times, and you can hear that it kind of just stays in the same place. You know, and that's a really great starting place for this song, because you do have, you know, another minute or so that you can add on. It's not a full-length song already, so it's not like you're in a bad place by any means. So I think adding that extra verse, adding that extra minute would give you time to put in another verse or another section where maybe it's an instrumental section, or, you know, an a cappella section, or just something that has a different melody or a different dynamic change, or has a different instrument in it just for that one part, or, you know, you can bring it in a couple parts just to give it more of a dynamic change. But I think everything else in the track is really, really strong. The vocals are strong. The production is strong. The lyrics are great. So yeah, I think that would be the only thing, is just to make sure that you have more dynamics in sections. It's super important for the editors, especially when they're trying to pick out, you know, that perfect 30 seconds that they want to use for an ad, or if they're going for TV, you know, what sections are they going to use when there's dialogue, and then they can fade it out into this section when there's more dialogue. It just gives the editor different ways to edit it, rather than just giving them, you know, one song that stays in the same place, and then they just have to make do with that one melody riff, or that one dynamic or mood that the song is offering. So it's better to just offer them more so that they can do more with it. But awesome job, Jody. That was really, really great. I'm not sure if that was for the monthly assignment, because we're doing holiday songs this month, but if it was, I look forward to hearing another version at the end of the month. Alrighty, let's keep going. Okay. This next song is Not Alone by Mark Jarosek. And let me give you guys a link. Okay. Alrighty, cool. Let's do it. Searching, don't you know
alone, alone. There is don't wanna go on, don't wanna stop, don't wanna go on, don't wanna stop. There is deep inside in your eyes, hold you.
All right, awesome. So that was Not Alone by Mark Jarosek. So that was really great. I love the dark, kind of moody and kind of unassuming feel to it. You kind of don't know where it's going at the start. I think the vocals, especially in the intro, they really draw you in. They're kind of airy and moody and, you know, mysterious in a way. But I think that the production is a little bit too bare in the beginning. I'd like to hear a little bit more happening in the production just to kind of match that draw that the vocals are bringing in. So the vocals are just really like drawing you in. They feel really airy and moody, and there isn't really much production there to match that. I also think that, so when the production does pick up a little bit, the vocals, and it has that kind of trap sound, I think the vocals get lost in the mix a little bit. It's kind of hard to hear them, and they're not really at the forefront of the track anymore. And another thing I noted was that the trap sound, maybe try using a little bit less of that, or it's just something about the trap sound and the airy light vocals that aren't mixing for me. Oh, Mark just commented it's the pre-final mix and master. Oh, okay, so you guys are still working on the mix and stuff. Okay, that makes sense. But yeah, so I would say just maybe trying to in the mix, when you guys are using that trap sound and those light airy vocals, just make sure that they're mixing together a little bit. Even adding maybe like a more something underlining, like a cinematic sound underlying that can just work with those vocals a little bit more, because the trap sound is very specific, and then you have the light vocals. So if you had something else in there to complement the vocals and the tone of the vocals, I think that it would sound a lot more cohesive. But I really, really like this track. I like the lyrics of it. I think it could be used in a promo or a trailer. So I think you guys are for sure on the right track, and I would love to hear this one again too after it's mixed and mastered. But if anyone else has any more thoughts on that, let me know in the comments, or feel free to shout out. But great job, Mark. And also Neptune Sweet is the singer on that. Great job, guys. You're welcome, Mark, of course. Alrighty. Let's see. Next song is Fragile by Genevieve. Alrighty. Post it in the chat and let's take a listen.
Standing there like Achilles, no one can bring you down. But if you read those stories, you know that heroes often fall. Maybe if you don't waver, nothing can touch your heart. You can be sweet, yeah, you're fragile. No, you don't want me to see that you're fragile, yeah, you're fragile, just like me. That beats in you. You can hold your head up high and try to make it on your own, and continue with false sense of on your face. You can hold your world inside in 10 tongues, standing on low. No, you don't want me to see that you're fragile, just like me.
Awesome. Okay, that was Fragile by Genevieve. Super, super beautiful song. Those vocals and the piano, the way they work together, it's almost like they're leading each other all throughout the song. So that was excellent. Super, super pretty. The main note that I have, so this song is almost 5 minutes. It's around 4 minutes and 40 seconds. And there wasn't a major dynamic change until about halfway through. So I would say just bring in some more dynamics or build or just a different emotional feeling more in the first half of the song so that you don't have to wait until the second half for that emotional payoff. I think this song could be really good for TV and film. It has that emotional, tugging, longing kind of feeling. And that works for TV and film all the time. You know, every episode of a television show, they're going to need a song like this when there's something going wrong in, you know, the character's plot or whatever. So this is really, really great. And it's okay that it's an almost 5 minute song since it's going to be probably mainly pitched for TV and film. If it was an ad song, I would say maybe cut it down a little bit, 3 minutes and 30 seconds, but 4 minutes and 45 seconds is fine for TV and film. But I would just work on those dynamic changes. I can do a skip test again just so you guys can really understand what I'm talking about. I'm just going to skip through really quickly. And this is something that you guys can do too, just whenever you're finishing a track or if you're in the middle of producing a track, just doing a skip test just to see, you know, how often are the dynamic changes really, and how much do they actually differentiate from each other? Because sometimes, you know, if you're the one creating the song, you might be able to hear it more because you're like, oh yeah, I remember I put that beat a minute in. But if you do a skip test, you can actually see how much that stands out to just someone who's clicking through it. But I'll go ahead and do that real quick. Let's do it.
Nothing can touch your heart. Want me to see. I can see through the stones of the feelings you won't feel. Oh, you don't want me to see. You can hold
This
your
is halfway through
head up
the dynamic
high and
change.
try to make it on your own. Don't want me to see that you're fragile. No, you don't want me.
Okay, cool. So that dynamic change was at around 2 minutes and 40 seconds. So just bringing something like that in sooner, or just changing the mood or the tone or something just to give it a little bit more variation. But awesome job. So, so beautiful. The lyrics were great. The vocals, the production, the piano in it was absolutely gorgeous. All right, cool. Just taking a look at the comments. Jennifer says, we'll look into adding in a few new elements earlier on. Neil says, I have to go to work, but this has been so helpful. Awesome. I'm glad you guys are liking this. I'm excited to keep doing these. All righty, cool. Let's keep going. If anyone has any feedback, just feel free to shout out. I want these to be super casual and just relax. And yeah. All right, let's see. Next song is Holiday by Bev Niven. Right. All right, let me give it to you guys. Bev says, love the beginning of this song. Frederick said, very nice songs, although I only listen with the Zoom audio. Oh, yeah. Yeah, so you guys, if while I'm listening to it, if it's easier for you to like mute me and then pull up the song in another tab, you can totally do that just to get a better sound quality, or on the replay, or you know, however you guys want to do it. All right, so this next song is Holiday by Bev Niven. All right. I like that ending. It's almost like you don't know if it's about to end, and then just that final note. But awesome job, Bev. I think this is, I'm not sure if this was for this month's assignment, but it's right along the lines of what we were kind of looking for this month's assignment, like a holiday song that doesn't have that traditional holiday classic holiday production like the bells and all those kinds of things, which are great for holiday songs and still used 100%, but that was just what we gave you guys for this month's challenge, because we've seen, or this month's assignment, because we've seen those kinds of searches already starting to come in, like we want holiday, but we don't want it to sound like a holiday song. So I think you did a great job with that. Bev said Ozzy Brown produced and also helped a lot with the structure of the song. It's for the July assignment. Awesome. So that's an awesome idea. Okay, cool, great. And Oz is such an amazing producer. Great job, Oz, on this. Let's see, let me pull up my notes. There's definitely distinct sections, could totally hear it. There's changes in like instrumentation coming in. There's sections where there's more happening in the production and other sections where there's less happening. Something that also, before I get into that, the vocals in the chorus sounded a little bit too loud sometimes. So they just kind of overpowered the production a little bit. So I think just bringing the volume down on the chorus. But something that I heard that, and you don't have to take my, advice or anything, because music is totally subjective, but this is just what I heard when I listened to it. There's a few like really, and it happens throughout the song, those like deep piano chords that are just like da-na-na, or like, here, let me find one really quickly.
By my side, take a long ride. There's no doubt.
It's like really quickly there. You guys might not be able to hear it on my side, but it's just like really quickly. It's like two chords and then it'll stop. Dana, dana. But it comes in like a little bit right before the chorus. So in like the first verse, when I first heard it, I thought it was going to, because it has like a funk feel to it. So I thought that the chorus was gonna like have some kind of like funk or saxophone type thing, and it does have a slight funk sound that those piano chords give it, but even like taking it a little bit further and just giving it a little bit of like a funkier, or like putting a little bit more of funky, brassy production in there, I think would sound really cool. But of course, that's just what I heard when I first listened to it, and I thought I would just let you guys know. But I really, really like those deep piano chords that just like come in. It gives it some more texture. And I think that, harping on that a little bit more, if you wanted to bring that funk sound out in the chorus and just leave the rest as is, so just bring that out in the choruses and the rest can stay the same, I think that would be cool, or even just a cool alternate version to have, because funk always comes up, funk pop always comes up. So yeah, I just thought that I would throw that out there also, but you guys did an awesome, awesome job. I would just say just lowering the vocal volume a little bit in the choruses would be my only note on that. But that was really, really cool, guys. Great job. All right, let's see. The next song is Christmas Feels by Joe Uzo. All right, let me get this to you guys. Christmas Feels.
Christmas feels are in the air, they're all around, they're everywhere. Christmas feels are in the air, they're all around, they're everywhere. I had a warm, fuzzy feeling and it's growing inside. Yeah, I heard that you've been good this year, gonna bring you something nice. There's just something in the air that makes me wanna spread some cheer. And I just can't deny those Christmas feels. I get a warm, fuzzy feeling when I see the shiny lights. When we're kissing under mistletoe and singing Silent Night. Warm, fuzzy feeling when I hear the sleigh bells ring. When I I got a warm, fuzzy feeling that's screaming inside. Swear I'll get you in cookies. I got the Christmas on me. It's Christmas. I got the Christmas on me. Christmas. I got the Christmas. I got the Christmas on me. Christmas on me.
Cool. Awesome. Okay, so that was Christmas Feels by Joe Uzo. Really like this song. Really great holiday song, of course. So the lyrics and the production were really, really good. The vocals were strong, but they could be a little bit stronger, especially in the intro. So just making sure that you come out with as much energy as the production, I think is a big thing to remember. And I heard the dynamic changes, especially in the second half of the song, but I did hear some dynamic changes in the first half of the song, but just bringing those out more so that they stand out a little bit more. Like I could hear what you were doing, but just making sure that they are a little bit more distinct, I think would be awesome, especially since this is most likely going to be pitched mostly for advertisements, I'm assuming, and TV also it could be pitched for, but I really hear this as an ad song, so just making sure that those dynamic changes are really distinct and, you know, easily recognized. And he also mentioned in his comment that he wanted to know, or somebody asked him, he wrote this for an opportunity and they wanted a more contemporary version of the song. And I think a contemporary version could be cool. I don't know how much that would, I mean, I feel like that would change what it could be pitched for. If it was, you know, super contemporary, I don't know that it could still be more down the ad lane, but of course, there's always TV and movie holiday opportunities. But I think that an alternative version would even be cool. Maybe like doing some electronic guitar and just like changing it to be a little bit of an edgier, more electronic Christmas sound, I think would be cool. We have a band on our roster, Loxley, and they have a Christmas project where Loxley, and I think they're with Nat Brower or another writer I can look up really quickly actually, but they make some really cool alternative Christmas music, and it's Christmassy, but it's alternative and kind of rock. There was also a reference that I put in the file section for the September assignment. It was Carol of the Bells by Family Force 5, another like cool alternative song. So if you were looking to do like another version or make another version, I think something like that would work really well with this song. So that would be cool to check out those references. Let me see if I can find the name. Oh, it's Nat Brower and the Power is Loxley's holiday project where they make really cool alternative rock holiday stuff. So if you were, I was just adding that if you were looking to make another version because you mentioned that in your post. But I think a contemporary version could be cool as well. But just I'm not sure how that would change what the song could be pitched for. I would have to listen to it. Awesome. Okay. And Frederick just posted his YouTube link for the song that we were talking about before. Let's see. Have we gotten to that one? Okay. Let's just keep going. Let's just keep going down the list, and we'll just keep getting through this. This is so much fun, guys. All right. So this next song is by Millie Keel, and I'm not exactly sure what the song name is called. It's in a Dropbox link and it didn't have a name, so I'll just put this link for you guys here. And let's take a listen. Okay.
Seasons come and go. We all played the game. Things we used to know are never gonna be the same. Can't turn back the time, shield you from the pain. Years in the rain, 'cause you never know where your words will fall. Like the first summer day, like the sunshine after the rain. All these clouds will melt away. Best to elevate your soul. Do I take the blame for trying to make you whole? And after the rain, all these clouds will melt away and make you who you are today. It's not gonna be this way forever. Sunshine after the rain, words from yesterday, like the first summer day.
Okay, awesome. So that was a song by Millie Keel. I'm not sure exactly what it's called, but it's super, super pretty. It has a lot of emotion while still being just like a really pretty singer-songwriter vocal with guitar kind of song. And although that sound isn't used as much in sync anymore, it's still used a lot. And I really liked the storytelling and the lyrics that she used in it. Let's see, what else did I put on my notes from earlier? Oh, she listed This Is Us as a reference, and I can hear that with the lyrical theme of the song being surrounded by togetherness and love, and that's definitely a big theme in This Is Us. There was a lot of builds, there were a lot of sections in this song. I think it could be mainly pitched for TV and film, so I think that it really works because there are the sections or the dynamic changes aren't as close together as they would be for ads. So she gave them room to work with the scene, because, you know, when you have a scene and there's a dynamic change or a mood change in a scene, it doesn't usually come so suddenly. So I like how it kind of seems strategic how she placed her dynamic changes. And I think that it could really work for TV and film. I personally don't have any notes about what to change about this. I think it's really, really great. And I'm gonna forward it on to the rest of our team, which is exciting. But if any of you guys have any notes about that song or any thoughts, let me know. But if not, I will pass that along to the team, and yeah, we'll see where that goes and see if anyone else has any more feedback. But great job, Millie. That was really, really great. And I will let you know what the team says. All right. Frederick said, did you get feedback on our trap or did you skip it? Let me see. I scrambled the link with the post but didn't hear it. Let me go make sure. Oh, yes. Okay, so yours was right above Millie. Thank you so much. I'm glad you caught that. All right, let's go to Frederick's song next. And he also just posted the, if you scroll up a little bit in the chat, he posted the YouTube link for the video, the trailer version of this song. He said, aim to be licensed to upcoming creepy sci-fi film trailer, originally for the creepy haunting sci-fi search. Okay, cool. And he said, how well do you think it correlates with the video and film genre? Alrighty, let's take a listen. Awesome. That was The Breather by Liz Duenas and Frederick Park. I did not post the box link. Let me post that really quickly before we get into the feedback. And Liz Duenas. Should I spell her last name? All right, so that was The Breather. I really, really like that. I think you guys for sure hit the mark with the sci-fi horror. Let's see, what else were you guys trying to hit the mark for? Creepy, haunting. Yes, all of those things I definitely think you guys hit the mark for. And you asked if it correlates with the video and film genre. Oh, you might be talking about the actual video portion of it, which I didn't view. But I love the song. I think it definitely works for sci-fi. I think this could have a place or home with trailers, promos, film scores, definitely. I think there were a lot of really great cues in there. The vocals were really creepy and haunting, and they like drew you in. But one note about the vocals, or it's more about the mix, is that there were sections when you couldn't really understand what the vocals were saying. And with these kinds of songs, you can sometimes get away with that just because, you know, there's maybe dialogue going over it. If it's in a film or if it's in a trailer or something like that, you might be able to get away with people not knowing every single word to it. And a good example of that is we have a song in our catalog called Black Ajax by Loxley. None of us know what it says, but it's been synced so many times. So that's just an example, but I'll go specifically to one section where I noticed it a lot. It was when there was a big production build and I just couldn't understand the lyrics. So maybe just making the vocals a little bit louder or just more enunciated. Frederick said, I had 2 misheard lyrics in there too. Okay, so we're on the same page with that. Yeah, so just making sure that all the lyrics can be heard, I think is really useful, especially when people are pitching the song. So like if we have a song, if we were to have that song in our catalog and then we get a search that says, we need a haunting sci-fi sounding song with lyrics about this. And if we can't really decipher, or if it's gonna take us a long time to break it down or ask you for the lyrics or something, you know, that's just one of those things where it's good to be able to understand what it's saying, and so that I can, you know, place it with the right opportunity. But other than that, I think it was awesome. Frederick said 1 was plain stupid lyrics interpretation on my part. Yeah, so I think just smoothing those out a little bit, and yeah, other than that, production was awesome. Sounded like it could be in a film today. So yeah, just making that one minor change, and I would love for you guys to submit that to us again. That was great. All right, let me go to the list and make sure that I didn't skip over anybody else, because now I'm a little paranoid. Okay, so wait, we did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right. And we did Millie's, 8. All right, let's do Andrea. Nope, Jeremy first, and then Andrea will be last. All right. This next song is called Love by Jeremy Hanna. You're welcome, Frederick, of course. Okay, just posted that link for you guys, and let's take a listen.
Love is patient, love is kind, love will bring you to peace of mind. Love is not jealous, love is humble, love is never rude. It don't cost much. Love is selfless, and so to get mad. Love doesn't think he would think about that man. Love rejoices when others do well, when others do well. And love hurts. The world needs now is what it always needed. Love keeps a secret. Love believes what. How can we live without you now? The world goes more cold without you.
Awesome. That was Love by Jeremy Hanna. So I really like it. I think that this could be used, the contemporary vibe kind of lends itself more towards TV and film, although it could be used for ads. I could hear this in a holiday ad or a Valentine's Day ad, more of the sentimental, slower ones, for sure. Definitely has a lot of emotion behind it. The contemporary feel kind of gives it a mid-tempo vibe, which is why I wouldn't say it's, you know, too much of an ad song, but definitely there's a place for it in TV and film. The vocals don't sound completely mixed with the production. They sound right now like two separate pieces, and they're not really gelling together. So maybe either taking off, if there's an effect on the vocals, maybe taking the effect off and then working from there to see how you can make them mix. Because if there's an effect, it might be the effect that's causing it to sound that way. I'll just play the very beginning part when the vocals first come in so you guys can hear what I mean. So you'll hear the production start and then you'll hear the vocals come in, and they don't sound like they're completely cohesive.
Love is patient, love is kind, love will bring you a peace of mind.
So I don't know how good the quality is on your guys' end, but it just sounds too, I don't know the word for it, but too airy or too, it just doesn't, the tone of it, the tone and the quality of it doesn't match the quality of the production. So I think just, you know, going back and looking at that and seeing what you can do, because it also kind of drowns out the vocals a little bit. It's not like they're this strong forefront force that's, you know, leading the track. And I would also like to hear more variation and builds in the first half of the song. We can do a quick skip test really quickly so you guys see what I mean, but the melody just kind of stays the same.
What the work about that man? Love rejoices whenever this is love. You know, without you now.
So that was like the first half of the song. So just creating more dynamic changes in there, bringing in either different instruments or you know, bringing in more production in one section and then scaling it back in another, just something so that it doesn't sound the same throughout. But the lyrics are really great. The storytelling was really great. You're definitely on the right track with this. So I would keep working on it, and just maybe work on the vocal mix of it and also the variation in the production. I'll be interested in hearing what you wrote that exactly for, because I can hear it in more sentimental ads, but I think it might have a better home in TV and film, or it might be easier to find a home in TV and film. But I'd love to hear what, you know, you wrote that for. So if you're not watching live, feel free to comment under the replay post, because I would love to hear it. Alrighty, guys, and let's see. Let's see. Alrighty. So last but certainly not least, we have Andrea Piperini with Without You. All right, let's take a listen.
Wish I could see you. Wish we could talk. Still found myself wondering, am I really better off without you? First I was angry, now I'm just sad. Dreams I'm dreaming lately, worse than bad. Something in you changed. We were not the same no more. Without you, without you, we would not say no more. Had to find a way to carry on without you.
Okay, such a pretty song to end this listening session on. That was Without You by Andrea Piperini. So first of all, I love her vocals. I love her vocals on every track she submits. Absolutely gorgeous. And I like the contemporary vibe. I think it's great, and I think you did it perfectly, and I think your voice works really well with it. I just don't know how often we would be able to pitch something like this over here at Catch the Moon. But I mean, I think that the song sounds finished. I don't have any notes about anything to add or take away. But it is a really deep contemporary vibe, and so it would probably be more of a film song. So I just don't know how often we would get to pitch that, but I will definitely forward that to the team, and because I think we've heard this in a past listening session or submission opportunity with one of Kathy's classes or a search or something, and I like the changes that you've made. So I'm going to send that to the rest of the team and see if they have any notes or have anything to say about it, because I think it sounds finished. I just don't know how often we would get to pitch it, but let me touch base with the rest of the team and see what they have to say. Andrea said, yes, I submitted a little while ago, I think, but it's finished now. Yeah, I definitely remember it. I love it. I love your voice. Absolutely beautiful. So I'm going to send that to the rest of the team, and I'll let you know what they say. But that concludes our listening session today. We went through 10 songs, you guys. That was so much fun. We're going to be doing this again next week, and I'll just make a post like I did before. But if you had a song reviewed in this session, you please don't sign up for next week, just so that we can make it fair. Kathy will also be doing a listening session in her class on Monday. It got postponed because she's really sick, so she wasn't able to do that today. But she really wants to see you guys and to see how you guys are doing. So she will be here on Monday at 10 a.m. and during that she will be doing a listening session. So I'll be posting that sign-up sheet at 8 a.m. on Monday. And I'll send you guys a little reminder too, so you don't forget over the weekend. But I had so much fun. So you all said it's very in-depth, informative, helpful, awesome. I'm really glad you guys enjoyed this. You guys have been asking us so much for listening sessions, and we totally heard you, we promise. So we're going to keep doing these every Thursday during our office hours time until you guys get sick of me. I'll see you guys next time. If you guys have any office hours questions, you can let me know. I guess right now we can do like a last minute Q&A if you guys want, if you guys have any questions. But if not, we're going to do, like, the next time we'll have an official office hours where it's not a listening session will be the first office hours of October. So that first week in October we'll have a normal office hours session where it's not listening, and then after we'll continue these listening sessions if you guys are still liking them. This was so much fun, and I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. Frederick asked about the Facebook group. I paid a lesser fee just to be able to view and post, especially making sense if you have a current members. Oh wait, you said I would pay a lesser fee to only be able to view and post, especially making sense if you have a current members section only, or if you create a secondary Facebook access group for both old and current access members. And will my old posts remain there, or will they be removed? Your old posts will remain in the group. I understand that current Facebook posts about search and Zoom links should only be for current members. Awesome. I like that idea. I'm going to screenshot your whole comment right now. and send this to the team and just see what they have to say about creating a second group for people who are no longer in the course but still want to keep in contact, and about paying a lesser fee to view the posts. All right. I will talk to the team about that, and I just thank you guys so much for being here today. Thank you guys for working so hard. Every song we reviewed today was really great. You guys just blow our minds every single time we hear your music. So you guys are doing a great job, and we recognize it, and we're rooting for you guys, and I will see you next week. All right, take care, everyone. Have a great weekend. Bye.